NASCAR recently dumped a bombshell on Denny Hamlin's crew, and it's got everyone talking: fans, drivers, and even sporting legends. Why? Because what occurred at Kansas Speedway was more than just a racing error. It was betrayal. The situation was chaotic, and it could be the moment when everything changes for 23XI racing. Let us set the scenario. Final lap. There are 400 Hollywood casinos. Denny Hamlin is on the hunt for his 60th career victory. That's a large number. It's a legacy. It is history. But right next to him, Bubba Wallace, driving the number 23 vehicle, fighting for his playoff life. Wallace needed the win to stay in contention for the championship. And guess what? The number 23 Toyota is owned by Denny Hamlin himself. Yes, Hamlin not only drives the number 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, but he also co-owns the team that Bubba races for. You'd think that would bring some loyalty, right? Wrong. Because with the checkered flag only a breath away, Hamlin made a maneuver that stunned the garage. He dove into the corner hard, sending Bubba up the track and into the wall. Chase Elliott sneaked through the chaos and won. Hamlin lost, Bubba lost, and with that, both Toyotas were out of contention. However, this was not merely a racing accident. It appeared personal, it felt intimate, and it sparked a maelstrom that hasn't subsided. Bubba was infuriated. He turned on the radio and let it rip. He's definitely an idiot for making that move. "I don't care if he's my boss or not," Wallace declared. You could hear the sadness in his voice. Not only did he lose the race, but he also got damaged by the guy who signs his checks. It wasn't just about points, it was about respect. Wallace lost that respect in an instant. However, Bubba was not the only one who had anything to say. Kevin Harvick, one of NASCAR's most recognized legends, went on his podcast and dropped the hammer. He did not mince words. He only breached one rule: one of you must win. That is the unwritten rule. If you're going to bang doors with a colleague, make sure one of you wins the race. Boom. That isn't just advice. That is a warning. Harvick's message is apparent. You have to walk a tight line as a team owner and driver. You must protect your team, even when you are out there trying to win. Harvick says he was in the identical situation in 2007. What's the difference? He didn't kill his own guy, and Harvick believes Hamlin crossed that line. He didn't just jeopardize Bubba's race, he also squandered his own team's chance at victory. What about Hamlin? He did not apologize. He went on his own podcast, Actions Detrimental, to justify himself. People expect me to be the guy with a 23XI shirt on when I'm in the 11 car, and that's just not possible, Hamlin said reporters. He wanted to win. Bad. It would have been 60 for me, he explained. So there it is. He made the move because he wanted to win more than he wanted to protect his teammate. However, this is precisely what is infuriating people. Because if the leader is ready to damage his own driver for personal glory, what message does it give to the rest of the team? What message does it send to sponsors who wish to support a united front? What about future drivers who may be considering joining 23XI? If there is no loyalty, why should anyone trust that team? As if things couldn't get any worse, Hamlin has recently been involved in a number of dramas. Just the week prior, he was involved in a fight with Ty Gibbs in New Hampshire. After destroying Wallace, Toyota's once powerful squad is beginning to resemble a disaster. Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick are still in the playoffs, but do the drivers trust each other? That's brilliant. And in NASCAR, once trust is lost, chaos ensues. And here's the kicker. Wallace didn't simply lose a race. He may have missed his last chance at the playoffs. He was already below the cut line. Now, with the Charlotte Roval approaching, he requires a miracle. It's win or go home. And guess what? He has to race knowing that his own boss may not have his back. Now, let's look at the big picture, because this wasn't just a Denny versus Bubba situation. What happened in Kansas may have just triggered a chain reaction that extends far beyond one race. People in NASCAR are starting to ask some serious questions. How can you trust your own staff when your co-owner is eager to drive you into a wall? What does it indicate for the future of 23XI racing when its leader appears to be a rival rather than a teammate? Kevin Harvick once again didn't hold back. He stated, "When you're in that car, you have to do everything possible to win for the automobile you're driving. That is the obligation you have." But even Harvick understands that this isn't the primary obligation. When you're a member of a team and have developed a race shop consisting of mechanics, engineers, and sponsors that believe in your vision, you owe them more than just trophies. You owe them unity. You owe them loyalty. On that day in Kansas, Denny Hamlin offered them neither. That's why this issue feels so massive. It's not just one aggressive action, it's about trust. NASCAR relies on it. Teams arrange the entire week around it. Strategy discussions, data sharing, and even pit crews rely on it. When you give that up for one shot at greatness, you're not just taking a chance. You are sending a message to everyone in the garage. Keep an eye on your back. What about the fans? Oh, they noticed. Social media erupted. One tweet went viral, ridiculing Hamlin. Imagine bitching about your own teammate racing you hard, then wrecking your own car and losing to a Chevrolet. That is what Denny Hamlin did today. Thousands of people liked it. Thousands have shared it. It wasn't just humorous, it was terrible, because it conveyed the entire story in one sentence. Hamlin didn't simply fail to win, he allowed the enemy to walk away with the trophy. That represents the worst-case scenario. Even NASCAR officials are allegedly keeping a close eye on the situation. Although no official fines have been imposed, insiders believe the league is keeping an eye on the situation. Drivers who fulfill both roles, team owner and racer, are few. And if one of them starts causing problems that could harm the sport's brand, NASCAR may be forced to intervene. Whether it's through a rule change or silent pressure behind closed doors, something must give. Because remember, NASCAR enjoys drama, but only when it benefits the program, not when it threatens to destabilize an entire corporation from within. And right now, 23XI Racing appears to be walking on a tightrope without a safety net. The sponsors are already scared. They invest millions in these teams, anticipating professionalism and leadership. If they witness disorder and selfishness, they may start seeking elsewhere. And once the money starts to leave, the mental damage becomes more significant. So what about new drivers? Young skill is essential in this sport. What are your thoughts if you're a rising star watching 23XI and witness what happened to Bubba? Are you delighted to join a team where your boss may drive you into a wall to win a race? Or are you running the other direction quickly? This is the risk Hamlin has created. He may not realize it now, but this type of moment may haunt a team's future. Here's the twist. Hamlin still went on his podcast to compliment Bubba. He termed him mature. He said Bubba has been the lead car at 23XI all year. That sounds fantastic, but come on. When your actions contradict what you say, words are meaningless. Bubba Wallace has no time to analyze his emotions as he prepares for a must-win race at the Charlotte Roval. He has to turn there, race as if his career depends on it, and yet trust the same guy who just ruined his chance at Kansas. So here we are. One wreck, one move. Suddenly, everything is on the line. Trust, loyalty, playoff hopes, team synergy, even NASCAR's official stance on dual-role drivers. Harvick's unwritten rule has never been more important. If you're going to compete against a member of your own squad, you should win. Or you simply blew up your home from the inside. Denny Hamlin did not win, Bubba did not win, Chase Elliott did. And now, as 23XI attempts to pick up the pieces, the question isn't simply what comes next. It's about how to fix a team when your leader is the one who caused the problem. Let us know in the comments whether Hamlin simply raced hard or crossed the finish line. And more importantly, do you believe 23XI Racing will withstand this storm?